Hi, Arizona. I'm State Senator Christine Marsh. I know that turning on the news can be overwhelming right now, and trying to stay engaged is like adding another full-time job to your schedule. This year has been difficult as Arizona works to rebuild after the worst of the COVID-19 pandemic and a hectic legislative session. But before we talk about 2022, let's remember 1980. 1980 was the year CNN launched its first broadcast. The United States beat the Soviet Union in ice hockey at the Lake Placid Olympics, and Ronald Reagan was elected president. For so many of us, that all feels like a distant memory, and for the rest, simply a story you weren't alive to experience. But what would you say if I told you that the amount that can be spent to fund Arizona's classrooms is still limited by a law that was passed in 1980? That's right. If a student was 18 in 1980, they are 60 today, and the funding for their grandchildren's classrooms is still restricted by a law that was never meant for them. The aggregate expenditure limit is a constitutional amendment that was passed by Arizona voters in 1980, which created a spending limitation for school districts. I'm a teacher. I know that classrooms today look nothing like they did in 1980. Student services, school safety, and technology were all costs voters could never have accounted for back then. We passed a historic budget in June that can properly invest in our K-12 education. But if Governor Ducey continues to stonewall and overriding the AEL, our students will never see the money we allocated to them. There must be an immediate special session called to provide our public schools with an AEL fix. Democrats have all our votes ready. It's time Republicans and Governor Ducey keep their word. Our caucus is not okay with writing bad checks. It's past time we step up for our students. Contact Governor Ducey today and tell him to stop playing politics with our students' future.